rate of crime. And refugee populations are in fact one of the highest targeted populations because one, they don't go to the police when they're because they don't have language and they are suspicious of police. Two, they don't know where to go for help. So they make very easy targets when it comes to crime. So that may, I think that's something to think about. You know, so when we're doing our work in the community, asking them, are they safe? Maybe we require some education on our own part to let them know where they need to go, how they call 911, so things that we're trying to address. Maybe one more question? Chris?
I went to Montrose Counseling Center, so we deal with the gay, lesbian, bisexual population. When you're dealing with refugees, do any gay, lesbian people serve us, or transgender people serve us? Do you need for any particular approach for that?
Did everybody hear that question? This is a really good question, and I think a very valid question. I think culturally, homosexuality, issues related to sexuality and gender are sort of taboo. Even when we're talking about heterosexual relationships, communication about those kind of activities doesn't really take place that much. I'm not aware of sort of a need. I think again we should remember that in refugee populations, sort of the hierarchy of needs that we learned in school. So the major things that they take care of first are security, food, safety, those kind of items. Emotional needs, social needs, I think, are later on addressed. So I think as time goes on, these needs will surface because family relations, interactions at school, interactions with peers will pull up these kind of feelings and thoughts about sexuality. And so keep that in mind with the refugee populations. There are things that are sort of immediate. We've seen this in previous refugee populations, for instance, in Vietnamese populations. Now it's a second, third generation. Folks are coming in and talking about these kind of issues. But in general, very difficult to have these kind of conversations in general. But then if you mix that with mental health issues, it becomes really difficult. Chris and I have had similar conversations about this, and I think what's important is that there is sort of a relationship between organizations so that if the need comes up, I know where to go, you know, to fill the particular need.
But we have had several Iraqi refugees who are out as gay or bisexual, but that's the only ones I've ever met. One from Ethiopia also. I've not met any refugee and the other refugee.
It's very rare, yeah. And remember, refugee populations, even though it seems like there are a lot of folks, it's very condensed. And so, in comparison to the general population, it's actually a very small percentage of folks. So that may be another reason why. And again, going to a stranger and talking about your issues, nobody really likes to do that, you know. So culturally, if it's not within your schema, you don't really know that you can do that. So we have to do a lot of psychoeducation. So. Well, thank you very much for coming today. We appreciate your participation and your attendance. Thank you.
Ayuda.